Interestingly enough, all of the trail maintenance, the trail clearing that I'd seen on the first leg of this stopped at that left-hand turn west. No more pine trees, no more laurel, been trimmed out of the way. This here is more what I'm used to. This is what the first part of the trail was like when I come through earlier this year. This stuff closes in so tight, it's almost like you're in a little tunnel. It's not as tight overhead here. Some of the pine thickets, you can't even see the sky. It's really not for the claustrophobic, I don't guess. And I'm not particularly claustrophobic, but I admit after a long stretch, it is nice when it breaks back out, open again. And I'm not familiar enough with this trail to remember how far it goes in tight like this. But on some of these trails, especially the ones that are maintained even less than this one, it can go on for a good long ways. I never really thought about it till now, but I guess if a person was claustrophobic or of the anxious sort, this could get a little overwhelming. I've not been keeping an accurate pace count, but just guesstimating we should be coming up on the District Line Trail here in the next little bit. There's a campsite, established campsite, just before the trail. And I was going to camp there. See, here we go. Yeah, here's a little bit more of a rooftop or canopy. But I don't like camping right on the trail like that. I think most people are decent. But I'm up here by myself. When I do sleep, I sleep real sound. I don't like being where I'm easily found. And because I got out early today, I've got more daylight than I expected to have. Oh wow, they're still blooming up here. It's amazing how different the budding and blooming cycles can be just a few miles from the house because of the elevation, I suppose. But like I was saying, I got a couple extra hours of daylight that I wasn't expecting to have, and it's supposed to pour the rain tomorrow, I think. So now I'm thinking, instead of camping before the District Line Trail and screwing off, we'll take advantage of the daylight and go ahead and take the District Line north and see if I can't find a good spot with some water, set up camp off the beaten trail. Well, the whole District Line Trail is off the beaten trail, so off the unbeaten trail, I guess. See, now it opens back up. Sun's shining. And again, you know, I think of video games quite a bit, back and forth. When I'm in the woods, I think about video games. When I'm playing video games, I think about the woods. There's a lot of overlap there, but you come out and you see the sunshine, you just want to throw up the dark sun emoji and praise the sun. But sorry, I keep wandering off. The plan is to take the District Line Trail north until I hopefully find where the County Line Trail breaks off to the west, to the left. It's on the map, just shortly after that intersection, the County Line Trail goes down into a saddle between two mountaintops, and on the north and south side of that, both there are creeks, heads of creeks. Now, a lot of times, especially with there being two like that in low ground, even up high like this, it's not too hard to find water. So I'm hoping to find water there, and it'll be off the beaten path. I'll be able to camouflage my camp, make it even harder to find, and then I'll likely just leave the camp there, because if the rest of these trails are as hard to get through as the little piece was I tried last weekend, I don't really see me taking a full 75-pound pack, basically cross country through the thick shit, especially with the heat being what it's going to be. It's a good way to go down. Heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Ain't nobody got time for that. Fucking airplanes. It's the one thing about this place. Right about the time you think that there is no such thing as civilization, that humanity must have fallen, you're the last person on Earth, some asshole in an airplane or some big jet will go over. It must be a flight path north-south between New England and the south, I guess. 'Cause sometimes at night you'll hear 7, sometimes 12 jets go over, in the course of an hour, hour and a half. It's really the one thing, the only thing that I find distasteful about this area. But yeah, set up base camp. I know I keep going back and forth. I'm just rambling. But I can take a day pack with my water, a little bit of food, some essential tools, make much better time, and not have to worry near as much about the heat. But it's all contingent. It's all hinged on me, well, first off, finding the county line trail, which is an if. I was on the west third of that county line trail last weekend, and there's lots of places where there is no trail. It's completely reclaimed. So when I get to where the map says the intersection is supposed to be, I'm hoping there's at least an old sign or something to clue me in. But if not, we'll just have to gauge it by the map and go cross country. And I don't know how much daylight will be left by then, so the whole thing's gonna get played by ear. I'll check back in when we actually get to the trail, the district line trail that is, because that's undiscovered country for me. That'll be venturing into the unknown.